Today, I've learned all about the Chapman Box Factory. So come with me to Wellingborough Museum and I can show you all of what I know. Well, hello you beautiful lot. Welcome to today's episode of PurpleVision. Of course, I'm here at Wellingborough Museum, the place where all the information of our great town is at my fingertips. So anyway, whilst I've been protesting and trying to rescue these beautiful lime trees of Wellingborough The Walks, I was approached by Stan, the man Stan. Everyone knows him by, and he used to work at the Chapman Box Factory. Now, I don't know if you know about the Chapman Box Factory. It is where I reside, and it's a load of flats that were actually built on top of an old site called the Chapman Box Factory. So, Stan, comes to Wellingborough Museum and presents me with a massive bag of goodies that he actually found under one of the stairwells of the factory when it closed down. So I'm not too sure when the Chapman Box Factory actually closed down. Talking with Robert Wharton here, he said he managed to walk around there in the first beginning days whilst this one had just opened, so around 2006. But before then, I mean, the earliest date I've got is 1933. Yes, 1933. So, they used to make a lot of cardboard boxes like this, and this is Marks and Spencer's stuff. Look at that. And they also made other bits, Disprol, Lipton tea, also board games, caverns, Dungeons and Dragons, but also many other little bits as well. And of course, there's the print machines and whatever. So going back, this is the building being built. I mean, look at that. And then from there, it then became that. Look. I mean, I don't know if you know this area. This is the Crown and Anchor. And of course, Sook's shop is just on this corner, and this is a main roundabout. So this one here will go up to Isbrook Hospital, and this one down to the embankment. And of course, that's the front of the building. Look at that. Now, this clock tower, you may recognise, because now it sits on the corner here. Of course, the legendary Woodbines are down on that corner. So there's the clock tower, look. So you go back, I mean, look at these now. Oh, proper. But the most interesting photograph I've got is this one here. Now, this is Nen Court. This is the old Wellingborough Gas Light Company, where they burn coal gas, which was actually brought in from the railway. Here, look, that's the Embankment Railway. Oh, I used to link two railways together, London Road and Midland Road Station. Right, so, I mean, look at the gas tower here. I'm guessing this is the fire station and Isbrook Hospital, just up here. So, of course, look at these walks, look at these tree lines. And of course, this tree line here is now gone due to some disease that the trees had, and they've replaced them. So the trees are growing, they're getting better. But isn't that amazing? So, on top of all of that, oh, there's another one. Now, we found this one. Now, Stan says he actually drew this one, and it's called Harold's Dream, because Harold Story was the manager, and of course there was Pete Webb, right? And this is a little PA system. Pete Webb, ring 1-4. So this is the manager's dream. So Pete Webb apparently was it was a bit like me. He was the naughty guy, liked to cause a little bit of trouble here and there. And of course the managers couldn't sack him. No matter what they did, what he'd done, he couldn't get sacked because he was the only person who knew this certain kind of machine. So I think it was just a cutting machine, a guillotine, and he was the only one to actually know it. So he could do pretty much whatever he liked. So of course, to see that as the manager's dream is quite amusing. So, brilliant. But there is another story to Chapman Box Factory. And when we look at the word ultra close, And why is it called ultra close? And there's two things that I'm hearing. So when you actually talk to the people that actually worked at the Chapman Box Factory, they would tell you that one of the machines there, the printing machine or a cutting machine, was actually a Bob Ultra, or something like that. So the Ultra was the name of the machines. But then when you look at the actual history books, Chapman Box Factory was actually upgraded during the war, and very secretly they were building radar components to go into airplanes and other bits. So very secretive. And we actually had King George and Queen Elizabeth come visit the actual factory. So before the board gets put away, I thought I'd show you this because this is quite amazing. So this is the ultra-electric staff on the steps outside the building. The work was making radar equipment for aeroplanes, was very sensitive and classed as secret. So they weren't actually our photographs inside. Of course, there's the ultra workers. Look, they're mainly women. Now, why are they all women, you may ask? Because all the men were overseas fighting the war, and the women made a massive effort, and they were running the factories to make sure the men had everything they need whilst we were out at war. So ammunition, guns, tanks, airplanes, the women were doing the work home here. So just so you know. So yeah, here we are, King George. I'm assuming that's the Queen's mum. Assuming. I'm not too sure on royals, I'm not really a massive royalist. Yes. So the King and Queen's departure from Ultra Electric Factory in 1943. For security reasons, all press reporting photos had to be taken outside the buildings. On the 4th of March 1943, King George and Queen Elizabeth visited various factories in the county to encourage workers engaged in industries working for the war effort. On the same day, they visited factories in Kettering, Wellingborough and Northampton. Electric Wireless Company and the Ultra Electric Wireless Company. This firm was engaged in secret work on radar, which was to be a deciding factor in the war. Many of the staff employed were women, which led to a major social change after the war, when women wanted to maintain their independence and keep on working rather than their traditional housewives at home. For security reasons, this would have been reported as a visit to a Midlands factory. The King and Queen talking to a young boy during their visit to Ultra Electric. He looked too young to be part of the workforce, but children in 1943 could leave school then at 14 years old. It was raised to 15 in 1945. The arrival of King George and Queen Elizabeth, later known as the Queen Mother. There you go, I knew it. When they visited Ultra Electric during the war in 1943, the building was taken over during the war years for secret work on radar. Crazy, oh, look at that. Here we see the staff at H.W. Chapman's Box Factory, which temporarily housed the Ultra Electric Wireless Company. This firm was engaged in secret work on radar, which is to be a major deciding factor in the war. Many of the staff employed were women, which meant, yeah, we read that bit, didn't we? Still. Isn't that amazing? So, what I'd like to do for you now is I have got some beautiful drone footage that will show this place off. So, absolutely amazing. Thank you very much, Stan. Phil Batley. What a legend. So, I'll leave you with the drone footage, and we'll see you all again for another episode of PurpleVision. What was it like to wake up after having never gone to sleep?